Welcome to DWBIADDA channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
So today we'll talk about what is load balancer and how you can configure your own load balancer in your AWS account. Okay, so what is load balancer? Load balancer is, as the name suggests, it is used to balance load between instances. Suppose you have many instances and you don't want all your traffic go to one instance. Okay, so you create a load balancer. It's like a bridge to distribute traffic among different instances. Okay, so to make it clear, let me show you a small diagram. Here it is. Okay, so this is our client request. Okay, this is our application server holding our application or web application, whatever. Okay, and this is our internet. So what different client, this is in city 1, city 2, city 3. Okay, so user request some query in our internet, and the internet, instead of passing it to this instance, what it will do, it will go to load balancer. The traffic request go to load balancer, and load balancer will send the request to EC2 instance. Okay, another traffic came from another user, it goes to internet, and then it will go to load balancer, and then it will load balancer will send the traffic to different instance. Load balancer works as a round robin principle. Okay, so it's not that all the requests will go to one instance. Okay, so it will just increase the load here, so it will distribute the load among different 4 instances, so it gives a performance boosting to our application. Okay, now I hope you get to understand what is load balancer. Now let's go to your AWS Management Console and go to EC2 under compute. So here we are, and let's see, let's go to instances. Okay, so before that, yeah, let's launch an instance. Sorry, I'll go with Linux to AMI if I have any in this region. Amazon Linux to, yes. Configure instance 1, VPC default, storage 8 GB is fine. If I go to user data, and I've pasted this my bash script. Okay, user data, as I've already told you, user data is the command which I want to run at the time of instance launch. Okay, so whenever my instance is launched, I want to do yum update and then install a web server and then echo hello from my server IP to index.html. Okay, and enable web server services and start it. Okay, so now let's go to add storage. 8 GB is fine. Now I'm gonna give it a name tag, security group. I'll leave it to, okay, fine with me. Sorry, I'll create a new one, and I'm gonna add HTTP port for anywhere. I'll explain it later why. Okay, launch. Yes, so my one instance is running. I'll do the same for my next instance. And for security group, I'll select an existing one, which is this one. Okay, so both our instances are running now. Okay, let them to be in available state. Now let's go back to our load balancer. Okay, now in load balancer we have to create a target group first. Okay, now first let's go to target group and create a target group, give it a name. So protocol would be HTTP, and I want to port check open port 80 on my all these target group. VPC would be this by default because we have created all instances in this VPC only. Health check would be HTTPT. Okay, you can go to HTTPS also if you have secured your instance. Okay, traffic, all this thing you can configure here. Now we'll go to instance type and create. Okay, target group name cannot contain letter. Okay, create. So a target group has been created. Now we're gonna add the targets. Target would be our two instances. Now edit, and we're gonna add these two instances in our target group. So it will be there in a few seconds. So here we are. Okay, we go to edit and we select this, and then we go to add to registered and then save. Okay, so our instance has been registered in a target group. Now let's go to load balancer. Create load balancer. Now we have three type of load balancer. One is application load balancer, another one is network load balancer, another one is classic load balancer, which is deprecated right now. So we only use application load balancer or network load balancer. Application load balancer, as the name suggests, works on application level. Okay, you can see here, set your web application with HTTP and HTTPS traffic. Okay, operating at the request level, application load balancer provide advanced routing and visible features targeted at application architecture, including microservices and containers. Okay, so you can configure your ECS also with this behind application load balancer. Okay, whereas network load balancer, it works on network layer. This is we use for very much of high performance, and it works on static IP. Okay, whereas you can also do the same for application load balancer, but I think you need to talk to your AWS support center. Okay, so this is the main difference. You can go with HTTP and HTTPS. For this you can go for TCP, TLS and UDP. Now for this lecture we'll create HTTP application load balancer. We'll give it a name, my LB. Okay, the scheme would be, yes, of course, internet facing. Address would be IPv4. Listener would be HTTPT. You for port 80 you can add different protocol. Like if I want to do HTTPS, then of course port would be this. So for this I'll go for HTTPT. Tags, you can add tags here. Now configure security. Okay, subnet. I'll choose all my three subnets. For security, again, it's saying it's good to have your application HTTPS, but it's for testing, so we'll leave it to HTTPD. Okay, select an existing one. Okay, I'll select default security group. Configure routing. Target group, I'll choose existing target group, my target group. Okay, so it has taken all these settings by default, protocol HTTP and advanced setting. You can configure your health checks also, but as we have already defined the same in our target group, so it has taken all the settings from the target group. Okay, now register targets. Yes, these two are registered targets. Next, review and create. Close. So our load balancer has been created, and if we can see here, a DNS name has been given to our load balancer. Okay, so you can configure your domain. If you have a purchase domain, you can point your domain name to this a record in your DNS setting. Okay, so now let's go ahead and copy this. Now let's paste the URL. Oops, it's not working. Why it's not working? Because port 80 has been blocked from the security group. Now let's go back to our console. Go to security group and go to inbound rule. Okay, edit, add rule. Anywhere. Okay. save rule. So our rule has been saved. Now let's go back. So hello from this IP. Now let me reload it, and you can see the IP is changing between the two instances. Okay, cool. So I'm in these two instances. Now if I copy this, just to show you if it's working fine, I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. You can see here, right? This is the same message which we have configured in a user data. So this is how our load balancer works. I hope you get to understand what is load balancer and how you can create your own load balancer.